right, so here we got Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. So, as you guys know, we got rejected from that purple zone. Did fall below the 50 and the 21. As soon as that happened, things started to pick up, fell through the 200. Like we were talking about, below the 200 was bad. Kept falling, found support on this VPVR second point of control, and got us a little bounce. Came up to the 21, came back down, came up to the 21 again, and that's where we're currently fighting. So we'll find out whether we get rejected from that. We'll talk about the variables, and then we'll go into the bullish and bearish cases. So your 50 is crossing the 200. So you have a death cross on the 1 hour. All your major moving averages have negative slopes besides for the 200, but it takes longer to catch up. All right, so basically, well, this is going to be a very short update. Not much has happened besides for us getting below this 200, and we were talking about this. So bullish case is that we can get back above this 200. Unless we get back above the 200, you know what time it is. I would expect us to come back down to the bottom of this range, but we'll get into that here in a second. So the bullish case would be that we get above this neutral median line, which we're currently below. We are above that signal line. The signal line is coming up to the bearish control zone, so we definitely need to stay above that. We need to stay above 29,627 in order to stay above that signal line. So not too far off. And let's see, we do have bullish divergence, but that probably already played out. Oh yeah, for sure. So our bullish divergence played out already. That's kind of what got us this bounce so far. We are making a higher low on the very short-term time frame. So if we can make a higher high, this could be a bear trap. But we need to get it back above that 200. MACD, fresh cross to the upside. Positive momentum is increasing pretty consistently. So we will find out what is next. We need to cross this zero line at 36.75 is what it would take. So basically $1,000 above where we're at now. We need to stay above 29,126 in order to stay above that signal line, and stay above 29,567 in order to keep rising. On your RSI or on your BBWP, you are printing the dark blue color on the BBWP line. You are below that moving average, so maybe we go sideways for a bit. Maybe we go sideways, making slightly higher lows. We'll find out whether we need to make a higher high here, period. We need a 1 hour closure above about, 29,800 in order to even have a chance to cross this 200. All right, so let's talk about the bearish case now. Bearish case is that we make a new low here. If we do make a new low here at 29,500 on a 1 hour closure, I would expect us to come back down to the bottom of this range at the 28,500 region. That would also imply that we enter into the bearish control zone and get below that signal line. I think if we enter in this bearish control zone, things are going to pick up quickly. And your MACD, that would also imply that you get across to the downside, which if that happens, I would expect things to pick up quickly. I would expect dark red bars to print on this histogram pretty drastically. So it's definitely time to pay attention, because which way we break out of this little range that we got going on right here. I mean, we're basically got a range from 29,400 to 29,800, 774 to be exact. Yeah, 29,800 to 29,400 is our range. So whichever way we break out of that range is going to imply whether we cross this 200 again or whether we go down to the bottom of this range. Those are my thoughts for Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum and Solana. By the way, if you guys are liking this content so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Free way to support the channel. check out our links in the description below. One being the Discord, a lot of good conversation there. I did fix the link, so now it's not expired. The link, I had it to where it's set was expired, and it does that automatically. So the link is fixed now. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum, weaker. We are making slightly higher lows, but is this just a higher high? We couldn't even get up to the 50. You know, we got front ran on the 50. All your major moving averages have negative slopes. 21's kind of curling up a bit, but I mean, we're getting these little weak bounces right now. Your RSI is trying to test that neutral median line. We'll talk about the bearish case here in a minute, what that would imply. MACD, positive momentum is increasing on the histogram. Pretty fresh cross to the upside, but you're getting a bounce. Came back down, had a retest, resumption up. Strong upside curvature. Vols, BBWP's in the lower zone, so your vol is still contracting. So once again, we could go sideways. If Bitcoin goes sideways, we're probably going to go sideways. Now, if we break down while Bitcoin's going sideways, that is going to look like shit. All right, I would expect us to come back down, probably get a bounce from the 1700 level, somewhere in here. But if we break the 1700 level, 1500 is the next stop. Bullish case is that we'd get back above this 50 at 1800. If we can do that, I think we come up to the top of this purple region, possibly get a wick up to the 100 at 1850, and then see where we're at from there. Bearish case is that we break is that we break 1700, and then 1500 would be the next stop. That would also imply us getting below this signal line into the bearish control zone, which I would expect things to pick up drastically once again. And your MACD would start printing dark red bars on the histogram. I mean, your momentum is barely even, I mean, you barely got any positive momentum right now. So it's looking worse than it's looking good. Let's move on to Solana. All right, so Solana looks the worst of all. Okay, you're printing lower highs, lower lows. You're trying to get out of the bearish control zone, but it looks like you could be getting rejected. If you do get rejected and come back down to the signal line, that's not going to look good. Also, MACD, fresh cross to the upside. So we could have some more bounce in this. Your positive momentum is increasing on the histogram. And your BBWP's in the upper zone, but it looks like it's contracting. So your vol could chill out for a second. You know, you could get a weaker, downtrend possibly, or go sideways. But right now we're being held down by the 21. Bearish case is that we get back above this 50 at 39.11. And I would expect a rejection from the 100 and the POC point of control in the VPVR at $41. Now, that I would expect a minor rejection. But if we can get back above the 100 on a 1 hour closure, I do think we would break the 200. I do think we would come all the way back up to the breakdown point at 44.44 region. So that's the bullish case. The bearish case is easy. We break this last low. If we break this last low, like we've been talking about, I think the next stop would be $31 to $32, which would imply us getting deep into the bearish control zone and crossing that signal line. I do think things would pick up pretty drastically. I do think we would get down to the $32 mark very quickly. That would also imply us breaking the MACD line.